What's up, good people and Eagle fans? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, excuse me, and being part of the Jobu Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. Hope you all had a great week. It's been, after the 2 weeks with the bye week, it's been a much better week. We have, oh boy, we have the biggest game of our season. In fact, a playoff game. That's right. We have everything, and I mean everything to play for. The Eagles, they have earned themselves the right to lose this game where it's really not going to hurt them that much. Other than possibly setting off an explosion in the team's confidence. We've got Jalen Carter, who got kicked out of the last game for spitting on Dak Prescott. We've got Matt Eberflus trying to reestablish himself and keep his job. We've got new players on the field. We've actually are probably about as healthy as we've been. I mean, we've got Perry and Winfrey, who's not going to be activated. We got Jonathan Mingo that we hear that is going to be playing. And, you know, we've heard so much about that Jonathan Mingo. You know, well, hey, when we looked at Jonathan Mingo and we said, heck, we had a second round grade on him coming out the draft. And, we got him for a fourth round pick, so we feel real good. And after we gave him a fourth round pick for Trigger Trey Lance, and we got nothing out of that. We figured, heck, we got a chance of plugging a hole and maybe getting them on the field. And here it is. 2 years later, we're going to get them out there. Okay. Yeah. So Jonathan Mingo is going to be out there. And I want you to understand how far the Cowboys have come, because a couple of years ago, Jalen Tolbert was their second highest leading receiver in a season. And right now, he's going to be a healthy scratch. Just think about that for a second. Just before I did my live stream tonight, I saw George Pickens. It was an article that was written about George Pickens and his mom. It was an interview. And what I did was, it's about a 20-minute long video. And I'm not a good reader out loud. I can never do audio books and things. But I started, excuse me, it's been a long day. I started reading it and I said, wow, people need to hear this. And most people don't, most people are trying to read. If I can't see it and swipe on it, they're not going to do it. So I went and struggled through and read it. I hope it's better than what it sounded to me. I know I made a lot of mistakes on it. But when you hear George Pickens' upbringing, that his brother, who was 7 years older than him, college football player and stuff, D-back, and George kind of being the prankster, always being the prankster, you really got into the personality of the guy and how much he loves competition. And you kind of understand what happened in Pittsburgh. That he could not get his fix because his adrenaline rush is being able to beat the heck out of people. And I understand now a lot more about him. This is why he sounds perfectly at home being here with Dak and CD and the Dallas Cowboys. And he thinks of it as a rebirth. And maybe we can look at the season now with Quentin Williams, with Logan Wilson, with Kenny Clark, and getting guys like Perry Winfrey out there. James Houston is back, Deron Bland is getting healthy, getting Overshow, getting Savon Rebel. My God, that's almost a whole starting defense. Getting all these guys out here that will be stronger on defense than we were, and knowing that guys like Tyler Guyton ended up having probably his best professional game this past week, where he only gave up one pressure out of 76% of his dropbacks were one-on-ones. So that's a start. Okay, I mean, again, we're talking about playing the Raiders, but there's Max Crosby out there. And Big Nate kind of held up over there. We still rushed for almost 100 yards. Dak Prescott should have had 5 TD passes, but unfortunately, CD dropped one. That you kind of wonder. I mean, conspiracy theorists out there kind of looking at that and saying the over and under was 49 and a half, and the Cowboys were at 49. Now, we heard the Cowboys say that, that's 94. If you flip the numbers for Marshawn Nealon, that's good. But had CD caught the pass, then it would have been the over. I don't know. All I know is this is a must-win situation for the Cowboys, and that they are a cornered animal that must win, that has health getting back on its side. It has motivation because of Marshawn Nealon and a need to win, and they're playing at home. A lot of people are picking the Cowboys. Listen, Eagles are a great team. As much as it pains me to always say that, the Eagles are the great team. They just won the Super Bowl. And they have a lot of great, talented people. And they're going to be motivated to end our season. If they get this win and they beat the Bears, I believe they've already locked up the division. Think about that. They will have locked up the division in November. We cannot let that happen. We have to win. Looking back now, some moves that were made that people questioned are looking a lot better now. Brian Schottenheimer as the head coach, the trade for George Pickens, the signing of Javonte Williams. I remember, I'm old enough to remember when Big Sills was laughing about, who's your running backs? I've never heard of them. This is the kind of stuff that he would say. But yet, here we are, top 5 running back, number 2 wide receiver, highest QBR in the NFL, Dak Prescott. Shotty has done a hell of a job. Defense has left us a little bit wondering and wanting, but they're getting better too. And I'll remind you of something here. The Dallas Cowboys started out, I believe it was 2018 season, 3-5. And they had said nobody has ever won the division starting out 3-5. Well, guess what? We're 4-5-1. Don't tell me it can't happen. If you were the Green Bay Packers 2 years ago, I believe they won 7 games straight to make the playoffs. And they did. And they kicked our teeth in. So, there you have it. Until they say you're completely eliminated, the NFL is crazy. Josh Allen, last week, looked like world beaters. This past week against the Texans, got their teeth kicked in. The NFL, week to week. Let's hope this week is the Dallas Cowboys. All right, good people. It's after midnight, and you can see I'm tired. Oh, boy. And tomorrow is another big day. As always, you know how I roll. Remember to tell the people you love how much you love them. You might not get the chance again, and you know I love you guys. So, oh boy. I am going to take the 60-year-old body to bed. Peace.